Hi, welcome to Reach for Healing. My name is Rebecca, and I'm here to share what I've learned about spiritual metaphysics and the many blessings and benefits that a life practice of spiritual metaphysics can bring into your life. I stumbled upon spiritual metaphysics about 8 years ago. I was working as a health IT consultant, and I was frankly miserable. I had left a position as a university professor and took this job as a consultant. And it sounded really glamorous and the money sounded great, but in truth, I was living out of a suitcase. I was away from my family. I was in a small town on top of a mountain 4 days a week. And in the worst of it all, I was in a role that was not a very good fit for my knowledge, my skills, and my abilities. 3 months into this job, I knew I had made a big mistake, but I didn't know how to get out. I was a single parent. I could not afford to simply quit and wait to find another job. And I really was just desperate. I didn't know what to do, but I knew I couldn't stay there very long. And I knew that if I didn't do something soon, I was going to be in even more trouble. I had been following media favorites Wayne Dyer and Louise Hay, and I had seen a lot of Wayne's talks on PBS and had watched Louise Hay's movie, You Can Heal Your Wife. And I, of course, had seen the movie The Secret a number of times, but I wasn't sure. I mean, it sounded good in principle, but I wasn't really sure if that worked for mere mortals like myself or people that had made the messes in their lives like I had made. But I was increasingly desperate. The job situation was getting more miserable really by the week. And I was home one weekend and in sheer desperation, and I don't even know what I was thinking, but I was so desperate. I found a website where prayer practitioners would accept requests for what they call spiritual mind treatment. And I submitted my request for a new job. And I did not want to take a pay cut. I wanted at least the same, if not a little bit more money. I wanted to work remotely. In other words, I wanted to work from home. And I wanted to be in a role where my background and my knowledge and my skills and abilities were appreciated and welcomed. Nothing happened right away. I had to go back to work the following Monday, as usual. But the following weekend, I was home and I was working on my LinkedIn profile, probably hoping that someone would see it and reach out to me. But I was on LinkedIn and I noticed a job ad over on the right-hand side of the screen. I noticed this job ad and it caught my eye because it sounded like it was written specifically for me. Now, I have an unusual job trajectory. My job trajectory is a little kind of convoluted. I went into the military out of high school and then I did some things in the medical lab before I went into computers. Anyway, it would be an unusual job ad to have one that was written specifically for me. But here's this job and it's like, I was excited. So I shot my resume off and the recruiter called me the very next day. And the recruiter and I talked for about 45 minutes. She was really excited. She said, I'm going to schedule you right now. I don't need to talk to anybody else. I'm going to schedule you for a 1-hour phone interview with the hiring manager. Long story short, 6 weeks from the day I submitted that request on that metaphysical site, I was on an airplane flying out to meet my new boss and start my new job. I was going to work remote. I had to spend the first week on site, which was actually kind of fun and exciting. But the new job was more money. It was absolutely in a role that was not only interested in, but excited about what I brought to the table. And it was just, it's still hard to explain when I look back on it. So I knew at that moment I had stumbled upon something that I could learn from and learn to use to help me in many areas in my life. And so I became very interested in and began to study spiritual metaphysics in earnest. This channel is dedicated to me sharing the lessons that I've learned to help you too. I have lots of other stories to share from my own life, from the life of others, people in my family and friends, people that I've worked with, people that have shared their stories with me. And so I have established this channel to share those things with you so that if you're experiencing any of the things that any of us have experienced, you may find help support, inspiration, and more from what we've learned. The methods and the processes that I'm going to share here are what I've used to do things like get rid of all my credit card debt, to make more money, to open doors of opportunity to things that I want, to secure my retirement, which was in question there for a while because I got a bit of a late start on it. It's helped me improve things in the area of health, wellness, relationships, and more. And so if any of these things are of interest to you, I hope you'll like the video, this video. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel because there's lots more beyond this initial story. And just as a little preview of what's coming next, I have created a 3-class series on personal debt reduction that I will be posting here, so you can come here to YouTube and watch it. And it is the method that I use to get rid of my credit card debt. I got rid of my credit card debt, and instead of holding my breath between paydays, I now put a lot of money in my savings account, and I was able for the first time to pay cash for my vacation to the beach this year. So I'm teaching you the tools and the techniques that I use. This is not magic. It's not hocus pocus. It's not how to win the lottery. But it is a method that works. If you work the plan works. And so I'm excited to share it because I think a lot of us out there sometimes get to positions in life like I was in with that job as a consultant. You've made a decision, you've made several decisions, and all of a sudden you end up in a place and you're kind of in a corner and you don't know what to do. So I found my way out, and I'm here to shed some light, to shine a light, and hopefully give some of you the tools that you need to chart your way to a better place. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Take care.